This video is to assist you in creating Excel Project 19. You'll begin by downloading the file from Canvas for Project 19, and you'll see that when you open this, it is a completely formatted spreadsheet. If I do a print preview, you'll see that it's even centered vertically and horizontally. There is no heading on this one, or no header, but we are not going to submit the spreadsheet itself. We're going to submit our charts that we're creating instead. So we're not going to worry about the header on this one. Now, the first chart that we want to create is a pie chart, and we want it to show the male American Idol favorites, and we want to put that on a new sheet. So we know that we need the contestant names, so we're going to highlight those. The numbers that we're going to use are the male favorites. So we're going to hold down Control and then highlight the numbers under male favorite. With those two pieces of data selected, we'll go to the Insert tab, then we'll go to Charts and choose Pie. For this one, let's go ahead and do a 3D pie. Choose the first one under 3D. Here we have our pie chart that's been created. And we want to move this chart to a new location. So on the Chart Tools Design tab, go to the very last group, the Location group, and click on Move Chart. We want to move it to a new sheet, and we are going to change the name of that sheet to Male Favorites. And then click on OK. Now the pie chart is on a new sheet all by itself. We do need to add a main heading and a subheading to this. To do that, we go to Chart Tools Layout, and then we go to the Labels group, click on the Chart Title button, and choose Above Chart. Then we will highlight the text in our chart title, turn our cap lock on, and key in our title. American Idol, space, hyphen, space, male favorites. Be really careful that you don't have any typos. Now we're going to press Enter to go to the line below, and our subheading, turn your cap lock off for this, we're going to type in Project 19A. Now the subheading is too big, so we're going to highlight the subheading, and we will change the font size to 12 and turn the bold off. Then we can click off of our heading. Next, it asks us to display the percentages with no decimal places on our pie chart. To do that, we're going to go to the Chart Tools Layout tab, to the Labels group, we'll go to Data Labels, and none of our options here show percentages, so we're going to choose More Data Label Options to find what we can show on our charts. And then here we have series name, category name, value. There is percentage. We're going to add the check mark there, and then we're going to remove the check mark from value so that it's only showing the percentage. And we do not want any decimal places on our percentage, so we don't need to make any changes. I can see those showing up behind, and there are no decimal places. If we wanted to change the decimal places, we would click on the Number tab right underneath Label Options, and there we could choose that we want to show decimal places. We would choose Number and then specify the number of decimal places. Oh, sorry, actually, percentage, and then specify the number of decimal places. But again, we want to keep that on General for now. Go ahead and click on Close. Now, the last thing we need to do, it says to change your chart colors and fonts to make it appear professional and creative. So if we wanted to, we could go to our Format tab, and there are some pre-formats that are here for on the Design tab, our chart styles. We can change this chart to be all blue text or all green text, or rainbow style but have different type of beveling. You can do a black background and a colored chart. There's lots of different things that we can do. So go ahead and look through those and choose something different for your chart. Just notice when you make that change, it does change what's happened to our main heading and our subheading. So after you make those changes, you'll want to go in and change your font. You can choose a different font for your main heading. Let's keep it 18 point, but you can choose whatever font you would like. Just make sure it looks professional. We don't want it to look so fancy that we can't read it. You want to make sure that it still looks professional and legible. And then for your subheading, again, you'll want to remove the bold and make the font about 12 point. And then again, you could choose a different font style if you would like. I'm going to choose something a little bit different than the main heading. You could also change those font colors if you wanted to make them match a little bit better with your chart that you created down below. So you are welcome to make some changes. Just make sure that it stays professional looking and enhances the chart, doesn't make it look any worse. Okay, our first chart is done. We're ready to save our file. So let's go to File and Save As. And then we need to change to our student drive and go into your computer tech folder, your Excel folder, and name this Project 19. And then we're going to convert this chart. Oh, scratch that. We're not ready to convert it yet. We do need to add a footer to this one. Let's go to Insert. Go to the text group, choose Header and Footer. This time we're going to do a custom footer. And we're going to put your name at the left, class period in the center, and the file name at the right. Now go ahead and resave. And now you should be ready. Let me check my print preview to see that I've got my footer there. Now we're ready to go to Save and Send, Create PDF. And we're going to name this one Project 19A. And then click on Publish. And we should see a PDF just of the pie chart. Now we need to do part 2. We're going to create a second pie chart. This one will show the total favorites, our totals column. To create a second chart, we need to go back to our Sheet 1 tab across the bottom, and we need to choose New Data. So I do want to use the contestant names. I'll highlight that. Then hold down your Control key, and we're going to go to the Total column and highlight the numbers in total. Those two columns. Now we'll go to Insert. In the chart group, we'll go to Pie, and then you can either choose a 2D, the first one, or a 3D, the first one, for your pie chart. I'm going to do a 2D for this one, so it's different. And then I want to move my chart, so go to the Chart Tools Design tab, the Location group, click on Move Chart. This one needs to go to a new sheet, and let's change the name to Total Favorites. Go ahead and add a title bar or a title across the top of this by going to Chart Tools Layout, go to the Labels group, click on Chart Title, and then choose Above Chart. We'll highlight our text and turn our cap lock on. For our main heading, it tells us to use American Idol, space, hyphen, space, total favorites. Then press Enter, and for your subheading, you're going to do Project 19B. Then don't forget to change the font size of your subheading to 12 point and to remove the bold from that. Okay, for this one, It wants us to display percentages with 2 decimal places. So we'll go to Chart Tools Layout, the Labels group, then we'll choose Data Labels, go down to More Data Label Options, and we want to remove the value check mark and place a check mark by percentage, and then go to that Number tab and choose percentage and make sure your decimals are at 2. Then you can click on Close and you'll see those there on your chart. Now it says to change our colors and fonts to make things look more professional. So again, I'm going to go to my Chart Tools Design and I'm going to choose a different type of coloring for my chart. Have a lot of different options to choose from. I'm going to go ahead and try that one. You can go ahead and change your data labels if you want. You know what? I decide I want those to be a little bit bigger, so I'm going to increase the font size to about 12. And I want to change the font on those to something a little bit different as well. I'm going to choose Andy. That's kind of a fun one. If you wanted, you could also do something like changing them to a white color. You can even go in and add outline to your color or to your font, some fun things like that by launching the font group. You can change them to small cap, superscript. You can do some underlining. There's also, oh, I don't see outline anywhere on here. That must not be an option anymore. Looks like we have just different color options. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. But you can go ahead and make them a white if you want. Just be careful that whatever your lightest color is, that you can still read that font. If you wanted to, you could change just that font back to a red font or a black font so it'll show up a little bit better. So kind of play around, do some fun things with that. Make things stand out just a little bit better. You can also change your chart title to a different font. There's just way too many to choose from. Try not to spend too much time, but choose one that looks nice and is fun. And then you can go ahead and change your subheading. Be careful, some of your fonts will not display in initial case, so make sure you choose one that will. And change it back to a 12-point font if you need to. Once you're done making all of your changes, for this one we want to add a header, so we're going to go to Insert, then go to the text group, choose Header and Footer, Custom Header, and then again we'll put our name at the left, our class period in the center, and the file name at the right. Click on OK and OK. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a preview of this to make sure everything is where I want it to be and that everything looks okay. And then if it does, I'm going to click on Save to save my changes. And then I'm going to go to File, Save and Send, create a PDF from this. And this PDF we're going to name 19B. And we'll publish that. Okay, you have both of your PDFs now. You can go ahead and submit both of those to Canvas.